some of the folks, they aren't Patreon members and so forth, and they just need some guidance. And a lot of them were a little bit younger this year. And, one of the conversations that came up is about, Antoine, I asked a lot of questions about how have you come across me, right? And there's a wide dynamic of ways that people have come across me, from just YouTube algorithms to seeing me on Oshay Duke Jackson's channel, or seeing me rocking with PBO, or rocking with, whoever it is, right? That I've done shows with before in the past. And, I started to ask the question about kind of what it is that they're looking to do within their life, and who are some of the people that they actually follow. And I thought it was important for me to, after getting that information from them of who the people that they follow, and, making sure that they need to have some sort of balance, because a lot of the stuff that I saw that they were following and who they were following wasn't in alignment with where they ultimately want to go. And this is why I wanted to have this conversation this morning, because I must say this, I am a busy man, a busy family man. I'm working full time. I'm running a company and so forth. But I like to have balance. And I like to have balance with, watching some entertainment every once in a while with certain YouTubers. And I'm going to talk about the real truths about certain YouTubers that I follow. One is Oshay Duke Jackson. 2 is Kevin Samuels. 3 is Mediocre Reviews. 4 is Shane Hummus. And last is Saint and Sinner. So I'm going to give you guys the real truths about these guys, and the reason why I follow these guys, and why I leverage their platforms for either entertainment or educational purposes. And this is not going to be a bash session. I can tell you this right now. Okay. Let's start off with brother Oshay Duke Jackson, the real truth about him. I like Oshay Duke Jackson's content because he caters to an audience that is looking to be entertained, and he knows how to do the entertainment himself. He is an absolute brilliant entertainer. He knows how to put information out there that's going to, get people riled up. He knows how to put out information that's going to get people watching. And this, his version or his level of content creation is superior to a lot of other people who are in the entertainment gossip type of a space. And I've been watching Oshay Duke Jackson for a good 3 to 4 years, and you've seen the maturation, the transformation of this guy. But what I would say about Oshay Duke Jackson is I get a lot of information from Oshay Duke Jackson, not by the content that I consume on it, is by the person he is personally. I personally know Oshay Duke Jackson. I've never met him physically in person, but I've met him multiple times on the camera. And what I would say about him is he is an absolutely genuine guy who's always looking to help people. And he's a very smart guy who understands his audience and how to cater to his audience. And that's something that I can learn from. It is a lot of information that I can learn from. So I've reached out to Oshay Duke Jackson many times. I'm a huge supporter of him, and try to learn to improve myself over time. But I rock with Oshay Duke Jackson, and I think overall he is a fantastic content creator. And you can see that he's had success with multiple channels, from having channels taken down to also being able to start new channels and still have those blow up to over 200,000 subscribers. So he knows the formula. He's a great content creator, and he's a great entertainer as well too. So that's why I rock with Oshay Duke Jackson. And one of the things is that, I don't go to Oshay Duke Jackson for financial advice. I don't go to Oshay Duke Jackson for marriage advice. You have to separate yourself for the certain things that with content creators, for what they provide to you and so forth. And Oshay Duke Jackson is a business-minded content creator that I rock with. So that's the real truth on Oshay Duke Jackson and why I rock with him. Let's talk about the Saint and Sinner. So I recently came across the Saint and Sinner maybe about a year ago when he did the Kevin Samuels diss video, or the Kevin Samuels video about the mockery that he put on him. I started to watch a little bit more of his content because the YouTube algorithm sent it my way. We're in a completely different side of life, but what I do like about the Saint and Sinner is the fact that he's a highly educated guy. You can definitely tell he's a highly educated guy by the way how he presents himself on the platforms that he's on. What I also say about him is, he has figured out how to entertain his audience as well too. And when I think about the Saint and Sinner, I think about like the WWE, right? You have people, characters, and so forth, and certain characters you like more than others. And he's figured out how to have a character that would be considered to be somewhat of the Rock of the WWE. He knows how to get it out there and get the information out there while also entertaining you at the same time, right? That's one of the reasons why I like The Rock in the WWE, because, he was one of those guys who worked hard. He had the physical presence, but he also was somebody who can have fun and lay the smackdown on you as well too. And that's kind of what I think about the Saint Sainer being a highly educated guy. I don't listen to him for marital advice or any of that stuff. It's not my lane, right? He's not married. I'm a married guy with 2 kids and so forth. But I do look at him from the standpoint of how to leverage or see what I can learn from him from a stance of how to entertain my audience when I need to do so, right? How to even present myself in certain things. So good, another YouTuber that I follow as well too. And for many of you who you don't, let me introduce these guys. First of all, Oshay Jackson makes a lot of content about celebrity information. It could be celebrity junk. That's what his news or his channel was about. Saint Center is about making money and about how to attract women, right? I love the part about the making the money because he's done it with multiple companies, and I love that he's a highly educated guy. Kevin Samuels, another one that I routinely watch. I've been watching Kevin as much as of lately because his show is on a little bit later at night, and I'm trying to get to bed a little bit early. But Kevin Samuels is another individual who I like to watch as well too. And Kevin Samuels actually has been on my platform before, and the reason why he was on the platform is because I have the same sort of belief when it comes down to how you appear and your behaviors as a man in this world. And if you dress a certain way, you have a certain you exercise a certain behavior control, you're going to get all the things in life that you deserve to get a lot of the times, right? And I just have that same sort of belief. So when he came on my platform, I think it was last year before he blew up, we talked about how to dress in corporate America. We talked about corporate America, education, and so forth, right? The stuff that we talk about on this channel. But Kevin's platform overall, it's really about it's about dating and relationships. And believe me, I don't take dating relationship advice from Kevin, but I do understand the dynamics that he's trying to play with or he's presenting out there with trying to get people together and making sure that people understand their roles and their responsibilities in a relationship. And if you're going to have a successful relationship, there's roles and responsibilities and guidelines that you need to follow. So that's why I rock with Kevin Samuels. Mediocre Reviews, another gentleman that I watch every once in a while as well too, but a good brother. I met Mediocre Tutorial Reviews through Oshay Jackson. And many of these guys, to be honest with you, Oshay is the person who's introduced me to him, or his channel has introduced him to me, or his channel has introduced them in some way or recommended them in some way. The Mediocre Tutorial Reviews is another gentleman who is a highly successful content creator out there who has done some magnificent things. And his channel really caters towards men and self-improvement. And I love the message that he puts out there because he puts messages out there and guys, you need to protect yourself. Guys, you need to make sure that you're not just living into this fairy tale world where, we grew up thinking that, women were just, saints. And that's not the reality of the world, right? Women could be some of the harshest people in the world. And you can see that in the corporate world as well, too, if you ever work for a female boss or anything like that, right? So I love his content from that aspect as well. I think, there are certain things that I take from Mediocre Tour Reviews and more. I think I don't watch as much of this content because I'm just not in that space in my life, right? For me, I love the messages about, how to get better and how to self-improve and how to make money and how to take care of yourself and health and so forth. But, the messages around, certain women and things like that, which he never bashes women. I'm a married man. Again, being a married man, it is very difficult, for me to understand a certain message from content creators when I'm married, and I don't experience a lot of that stuff. Same reason with Kevin Samuels as well too. Shane Hummus is really a person who's inspired this channel. Shane Hummus is a content creator who creates content around degrees and financial advice on how you can have success by going the college route. He was a big influencer to how I created this channel. A big influencer to me looking back at my channel and saying, okay, well, if I want to, make sure that I, talk about the things that are very important, I want to start off with a basic foundation. And I consumed a lot of Shane Hummus's content back in 2020, end of 2020 into 2021. and looked at how he was able to pitch, going to school and what to go to school for and what not to go to school for, and to educate people that going to college, it's not just your ticket to success. There's certain things that you want to do in college in order for you to give yourself an opportunity to have success. Certain majors, I meant, that you want to focus on in order for you to give yourself the certain opportunity to have success in life. And there's a lot more majors that exist out there that you're going to end up going in a whole bunch of student debt, and it's not going to have a lot of opportunities out there for you. So I love that message about Shane. That's why I watch a lot of his content. That's why YouTube continues to send his information my way, and the algorithm and so forth. And that's why I like to and started to make videos about degrees and types of careers that you can have, and ways that you can continue to get the bag. So I wanted to just hit that part of it as well too, because I thought that was very important in order for me to share that level of understanding for you all when it comes down to what I consume, why I consume it, and for you to think about what it is that you consume and why you consume it as well. And what you will understand from out of all of this, me saying this stuff, right, is that I won't bash any of these guys, right? I take what they deliver and how it impacts me and look at how I can either improve my life or improve my content creation strategy. And that's it, right? And that's the thing that you guys should be looking at too. Don't look at, certain people as being the end all be all for you and your life and how, to go about doing your life. You got to take certain parts of different elements, certain parts of channels, and try to use that information to get better in wherever aspect of your life that you choose to. But have balance. That's very important. Have balance, have balance, have balance. All right, let me get back to the chats before we get over to the salaries, guys. Let me get back to the chats before we get over to the salaries. Another said, ooh, anyone who supports Kevin is no one I want to support. Unsubscribing. That is completely fine. I would love that you unsubscribing over. That is so fine. That is so fine. That is so fine.